Another blank page. How are we going to break it? Well, let's work together, and we're going to start out with washi tape. And the reason why I'm picking washi tape is because many of the subscribers that I have come from backgrounds of junk journaling or art journaling or card making, and there's a lot of supplies that you may not think about when you're starting out in your watercolor. I'm just untangling this. When you start out in your watercolor journey, you just look at that blank page and your paints and you think, yeah, nowhere to go. Well, that's why I'm using washi tape, because I'm a mixed media person and I have washi tape too. Now, I did grab several sizes just to change it up a bit, but I've already made the blank page a little bit smaller, haven't I? And let's find the start of this one. Maybe never used this one before, I don't know. But I'm just going to divide up this paper. And I don't want the washi tape to stick forever, so I'm not gluing it. I'm just pasting it down. And that way we are not going to have such large areas that we're worrying about or that we're considering. And if they're not straight, don't worry. Don't worry. This is your art for you. And just relax and enjoy it. Let's put one slice of this wide in here. We don't need it all narrow in the middle. Variety is the spice. Now, that's a weird little thing sticking out there. So I'm probably going to cover it up. I can cover this one up easier. So I'll go over here. I do want my lines to have a beginning and an end. I don't want something just lost out there. I think what I'll do is I'll just make this one a little bit smaller. Yeah, well, that didn't quite work, did it? Don't overthink it. Okay. There we go. And let's just get maybe, I've got some stuck to my hand. Isn't that weird? Let's just get a piece right here. That's leaving a little weird place, but I can fix that too. I think we've got a nice variety of some a little bit larger and some a little bit smaller. So I think that'll be fine. I'm just giving them a little press. And I've got my fan watercolors. Use whatever watercolors that you have. I do have my metallics. And so if you have some or some shimmer paints or whatever, grab them. If you don't worry. I'm giving them a spray because metallics and shimmers, just historically for me, have always been just a little bit longer to get them to activate. I've got a variety of different pens and things. Okay, this is my number 8 Grumbacher. I'm wetting it. And I'm going to grab a color that I like. I love blues. So I'm just going to grab this blue and fill in a box. And a little bit of water, a little bit more blue, and I'm going to fill in another box. Now, if the paint slides underneath the tape, I'm not worried about it. The tape has done its job for me. It's just made spots, places that are, I'm going into an orange, that are just smaller, that I'm not so intimidated by a great big space. Let's get a little more water, a little more paint. I hope you're doing well. I'm doing okay. As of the time that I'm recording this, which is a Sunday, it's 2024, but I honestly don't know the date. It's the last Sunday of the month, I know that. I'm grabbing a green. Still have that virus going on in the house. Can you see that big drip of water? That can be a menace to you. Avoid those big drips of water on your ferrule, which is this part of the brush, because it'll roll down and then bloosh, all of a sudden. I've got a little bit of white space. All right, another color. I'm going to pick another blue. Now, some on that palette are awful similar. I want something different. I'm grabbing this. I think it's kind of a teal. And it mixed with that blue, but it gave me a different green, which is fine. I'm going to go for a purple. Nice. I'll put that up here. Good. Just a couple more. I'm going for a tan. Kind of a sepia color. I am not looking for like gradient perfection or anything like that. I'm just filling in the boxes. This one, I really did not do a good job in filling in the box. So I'm doing it again. Yep. No right, no wrong. Two more. I'm going to pick a yellow. I like color. Don't you? Beige and brown on everything. It can look very vintage. It can look very refreshing. It can feel like a nice clean slate. So I'm not against it, but push comes to shove, I love color. All right. I have a couple of yellows, so I'm going to grab a different one, and I'm hoping that it is different. It is more of a lemony yellow. The other one was more of a sunflower, I guess. Okay, we got that. We got that. Good. Now I'm going to take my shimmers. I've got this yellow shimmer, and I'm just going to put it on top of this yellow. Just changing it up. Yep. It's puddling a little, so I'm just moving it around a little bit. Good. Now, I have a yellow and a green shimmer. The rest of these I did swatch out, and they're kind of like interference. If you look at them one way, it's white, and if you look at it the other way, it has like a blue or a green or a whatever tinge. But I do have this green shimmer, and I'm going to put it on top of this green. Again, just to change it up. Good. And let's do one more shimmer, maybe this one. And I'm just going into the one that when I swatched it was pretty much white. You know, it's a white color. It doesn't shift to another color. It's just pearly. Okay. I think we're doing good. This one is particularly blotchy. So I'm just grabbing that same color. Yep, it may look different. It's the same. It's just that when it dried, it shifted, as well as I could just see so many brush marks. Not that that's bad, but just not in the mood for that today. All right, this is the paper towel that I've been dabbing. Whoops. I'm just gonna give it a quick blot to try to get up the puddles that are on the washi. And put that back. And I'm gonna give this a quick dry. Quick dried. Let's take off the washi tape. I'm gonna try to pick up the tape that is on the top the most, and then not have, like so much come up at once. Let's see what's going on here. See, I was going to try to avoid that, but I like geometrics. I like circles. I like shapes, squares, triangles. They're fun to work with. But isn't this a fun reveal? I always like pulling tape off, no matter why I put it on for watercolor. And let's grab these edges. I'm working in my Canson XL. It's a 5x7 little spiral book, but I think it makes a nice watercolor journal when you're getting started. It's a cellulose paper. It's not 100% cotton, but I think when you're learning watercolor and deciding, is this something I want to do? I think it's a good choice. I'm going to, more than trying to clamp it because it's warping, because it really isn't. I'm just weighting it there. Okay, now I'm putting these watercolors up just to give myself a little more room. And I'm going to start doodling. Washi tape. Now, I'm going to start doodling, but I've got white, I've got black, and I do have my Poscas. And you know what? As I often do, I'm changing my mind a minute. I'm just grabbing a color, and it's kind of a peachy color of Posca. Use what you have. If you have alcohol markers, use alcohol. I'm just going to make some centers right in here. Random, here, there, because I want to put some flowers in. I'm purposely trying not to be like polka dots. Now I've got a green, and give it a shake. And I'm just going to make some little almond shapes, and they're going to pretend to be leaves. And it can even go off the edge. Sure. Okay, a little more. That's good. All right, let that dry, and let's start doodling. And start small. Again, keep this in a comfort zone for you. So I'm just going to start making some lines in here. Just doodling. I am not using a ruler, but I'm not getting to the edge. For whatever reason, my brain is stopping me. I'll work on those in a second. One thing I do like about the Canson XL is when I'm doodling, it's not as rough as some other cold press. This is considered cold press. Hot press is smooth. Think of hot is smooth. Cold press, think of having goosebumps. That's how I remember. Now, is that a perfect doodle? No, but let's keep going. I want to turn it. I just want to. And I'm going to work on this one. And I'm going to fill it full of circles. And I'm not going to have the circles on top of each other, like over each other. Different sizes. Okay, like those circles. I like having the two blacks together, but I think I'm going to turn this again, and I'm going to work on this. I'm going to give this pen a rest. I'm going to use this Sharpie. And I like the angles, so I think I'm going to work off of the angles. There's the flowers. Now I'm going to work on the leaves. Did I get all the leaves? I think so. Good. Turn it again. And let's pick out another one to doodle in. And I think I'm going to grab a white Posca. I'm going to check this one out and see. This one I'm going to set aside. I need to remember to throw that one away, I think. Or refill it. If you're interested in how I can refill it, let me know in the comments and I'll share that with you. All right, this one seems to be wanting to work. And I'm just going to add white stripes to this guy. Every other space, I'm going to put some white dots. Oh, I guess every space. I think it needs one there. Okay, we'll come back to that, but I want to do another one that also has white in it like that. So I'll probably go with this one. I'm going to put that lid down. It's in my way. And I'm going to make squares. Okay, let's let that one and this one kind of dry a little bit. Let's go back to, I'm going to turn it again, maybe these two, and going back to a black pen. And I'm going to give this a little turn. And I think with this one, I'm going to just follow the edge. I like that. Okay, these are drying. Good. I've got black in my hand. I'm going to start with this one. I'm going to make a black circle around all these white dots. Nice. Now, this one. I think what I'm going to do with this one is I'm going to grab a color. This is a blue. Give it a push on my scrap paper. A dot in each one of these. Good. Let that dry. And I'm going to go back to this one. And for this one, maybe I will just kind of repeat. Kind of has a mid-century modern kind of a look, doesn't it? Look how far we've gotten. Okay, how about this one? I'm thinking that maybe I want to think about it some more, but you know what? Sometimes that doesn't help. I'm going to just start from the center and work my way out. Okay, I'm liking that. I like the way these two kind of play off of each other. I didn't plan it that way, but I like it. Okay, this one and this one. Where are we going with that? Let's think a minute. If I want to do Posca and it's going to need to dry, then here's Posca, here's Posca, here's Posca. So this one is close to this one's close to this. I think I'm still going to go with this one. And I'm going with, that's brown. Let's see. These are my bigger Poscas. This has a little bit finer of a tip. And I was thinking purple. Even as I'm kind of priming this, I don't really have something specific in mind. I'm going to do X's. This is really kind of a blue. Sometimes I have a hard time between a blue and a purple as far as identifying. Fill it in. All right, I like that. Good choice, if I say so myself. This one I want to work at, giving it a twirl. I'm sorry for all the twirling. I'm going to keep going with this, and I'm going to put a dot in the intersection of the squares. There. I'm just making patterns, making marks. We've got this one. Okay. Grabbing the pen, the black Sharpie. And how about some like snail snaily swirls like this. Swirls, huh? Okay, I like that. And then I'm going to take, I think, just my white, and I'm going to make some dots in between. I like that very much. Okay, I think we've done a beautiful job, but we're not done. So this is probably the wettest. So I'm gonna turn it back to the top. I'm sorry. Now I'm grabbing a plain old number 2 pencil, and I've got some cotton buds or Q-tips. Now, I need to pick a side that's gonna be where light's coming from versus light not coming from. These look dry. I'm gonna go back to this way. And I'm gonna do my left and the bottoms. And I'm just gonna take my pencil, light stroke, I'm sorry that it's wiggling things. All right, take my cotton bud, and I'm going to be doing this around all the shapes. I'll show you this one, and then we'll move it right along. Well, what do you think of that? I think this is pretty. I think it's fun. I think it looks three-dimensional, and I love it. I am going to give this a little side, and it is 2025. Well, if you found this helpful or inspirational, please consider giving it a thumbs up. It helps my channel so much. And I will be posting some pictures at the end of this so that you can get a little bit closer up of a look. Subscribe if you haven't. It helps my channel so much, and it doesn't cost a thing. Down here, a video is going to pop up just for you. I'll see you over there.